Good day, BHS. Mr. Davis, our supportive assistant principal, and our dedicated teacher, Mr. Hunter, along with the impressive talents of our Benton East students and myself, have some very special guests who would like to speak to us today to share their thoughts on what it means to be your best. Today, we have a top leader in Arkansas politics from our state capital. Also, an Arkansas actor with a role in this year's inspirational movie, American Underdog, about the life of successful athlete Kurt Warner. Additionally, an Arkansas beauty who is a filmmaker and actress speaking to us from Los Angeles, as well as the only female from Arkansas to ever hold the title of Miss USA. Another very special guest is a notable African-American Arkansan living now in The Hague, Netherlands, working as an executive at the international headquarters of Royal Dutch Shell Oil. And finally, a CEO in LA of an international talent organization, managing actors, directors, producers, and musicians in the entertainment industry, holding several locations in the United States and around the world. So, enjoy this special presentation, Benton High School, and I hope you super students are inspired to be your very best. Go Panthers! Grr.
Good morning, Benton High School. I'm Arkansas Secretary of State John Thurston. I want to thank my good friend, Mr. Bear, for inviting me to speak to everyone. You may not know this, but I was born and raised in Saline County, and I still reside in Saline County today. As this academic year draws to a close, I hope that you will take this time to reflect on what the Benton Way means to you. For many, the Benton Way is measured in success. Success can be measured in many ways. For me, I believe success isn't measured in titles, salaries, or accomplishments, but how you fulfill your calling. Hard work and integrity are more important to success than anything else. Not everyone will be excited about your success. There are always going to be critics and those that will try to drag you down. Have you ever seen crabs in a bucket? When one is about to get out, the others in the bottom of the bucket try to pull the one escaping down. Don't let the haters get you off course. Also, strive to let your voice be heard on things that you are passionate about. One way to allow your voice to be heard is by registering to vote once you turn 18. By voting, you are performing your civic duty and letting your voice be heard on issues that are most important to you. Your participation helps shape not just the future of Benton, but also the future of America. Thank you for your time, and I wish you all the success as you fulfill your calling. Go Panthers!
Good morning, Benton High School. My name is Dean Denton, and I'm an actor, and I'm in the Netflix movie The Highwaymen with Kevin Costner and Woody Harrelson. I play one of the highwaymen that chase after Bonnie and Clyde in the 30s. And I'm also an American Underdog, the story of Kurt Warner trying to become an NFL quarterback, and he eventually makes it in the NFL and becomes a Super Bowl champion. And I play a Rams scout that tries to get him to come try out for us. But anyway, check those movies out if you can. Mr. Bear, my friend Mr. Bear, wanted me to talk to you guys today about the Benton Way, which is about being your best, being committed, being a light, being proud, and making a difference. And all these things are great, and I hope that all of you can just kind of incorporate these qualities into not only your life while you're at school, but way after you're out of high school and college and in your married life or in your job life. These things are great, and I would also like to add that when you're trying to pursue a dream or something you want to do in your life, just never give up. I have been told over 3,000 times as an actor, I've been told no on auditions since 1983. And my journey has been really long. It's taken me about 35 years to finally get the work that I've dreamed of. But in the last few years, I've done some great projects. I have 4 films coming out this year, but you just wouldn't believe the amount of rejection that I've been through. Like I said, over 3,000 times, but somehow I just never gave up. So I would like to encourage you to not only follow the Benton Way, but also just never give up. And anyway, I hope this will encourage somebody that if you have a dream, no matter what somebody says to you. I've been told by so many people that my dream of acting, it would never happen. I've had people laugh at me, make fun of me, and you know, just say jokes behind my back and stuff. But you know what? I kept on chasing my dream, and I'm getting there. I'm almost there. I've still got a little ways to go, but I've done some great projects and have 4 films coming out this year. One with Joe Jonas and Glenn Powell and Jonathan Majors. So I've made some huge leaps and bounds in my career, and I just want to encourage you guys to follow the Benton Way and pursue your dreams and just never give up. So anyway, thanks for watching, and hope you guys have a great day.
Hi everybody, my name is Elizabeth Grayson, and Mr. Bear has asked me to say a few words to you, maybe to give you some inspiration. It's a tall order. I don't know that I can inspire you, but maybe I can give you a few things to think about. I'm from a small town in Arkansas, Russellville, Arkansas, and in the early 80s, I was lucky enough to win the Miss Arkansas pageant. And then a couple of months after that, I won Miss America. So that meant that I traveled the United States, seeing the country and its people. And it also meant that I was able to use my scholarship money to move to New York City and study acting and photography and basically begin my career as an actor, as an artist. I've been in the entertainment industry for a long time, and now I'm primarily a filmmaker. But I'm saying all of this because I think I've achieved what I achieved because, well, I was very lucky, very fortunate, but also I worked really hard and I was a real goal setter. And I was also very selfish and very driven. And, you know, I made a lot of bad decisions. I made a lot of mistakes. Some really bad things happened to me and some really good things happened to me. So, you know, that's just life, the way it happens. But now that I'm older, I don't know that I'm wiser necessarily, but I can look back on my life now and sort of see a pattern and see the mistakes I made and see how I would have probably done things differently. And I feel like I've changed my life enough that I'm a happier person. I did all those other things thinking like this would make me happy, this would make me successful. And those ideas have really changed for me over the years. I think in America in general, well, maybe in the whole world, but definitely in America, the capitalistic society, and we're very goal-oriented, and we're told to, you know, go for the goal, be number one, shoot for the stars, you know, all of these things. And I think that's fine, except that, I don't know, I think there's another way of looking at what success means and what that actually can mean for your life. I think we can approach that idea of success in a much healthier, more compassionate way. So I don't really have any solutions for you or, you know, words of advice on how to do that, because that's your life and you have to figure that out along the way. But I did read something really interesting that I wanted to share with you, and it puts in a nutshell what I'm thinking. It's written by David W. Orr, and he is a writer and an environmentalist. And I just read this recently, and I just thought that it was perfect. So let me see if I can find the beginning of it here. Okay, here we go. This is his quote. "The plain fact is that the planet does not need more successful people, but it does desperately need more peacemakers, healers, restorers, storytellers, and lovers of every kind. It needs people who live well in their places. It needs people of moral courage willing to join the fight to make the world habitable and humane. And these qualities have little to do with success as we have defined it." So I just encourage you to be a peacemaker and a healer and a restorer and a storyteller and a lover of this planet, of the people on this planet, and a lover of yourself. And I just wish you the best of luck, good courage, bon courage, as the French say, and good vibes. Go get them. Make the world a better place.
Hey Panthers, I'm Terry Britt, formerly Terry Utley, Miss USA 1982 from Arkansas, and I would love to share a story with you that really made an impact on my life, and I think it might make an impact on yours too. When I was in high school, I was the overachiever. I went after every accolade, graduated salutatorian. I mean, everything was so important to me because I believed that if I was good enough and I did it the best, then I would feel loved and successful. But more often than not, I didn't. So what did I do? When I went to college, I followed my boyfriend to a school that didn't have a broadcasting department, and yet I wanted to get into broadcasting. I believed that if I followed him, he would love me. This attitude affected everything in my life. It affected my schooling, my relationships, my health, my mental and my emotions. I mean, it affected everything. Thankfully, in my second semester of my sophomore year of college, at the school where I was not happy, something washed over me one day and I said, I have to leave. This is not working for me. I listened to my truth. Well, I left school. I, about a month or so later, entered Miss Arkansas, won Miss Arkansas, and then 2 weeks later, left for Miss USA and won. That night when I won, a seed was planted. It said, when you follow your heart, miracles show up. But let me tell you, it would take a long time to figure that out and understand that this was the key to happiness. I got right back on that hamster wheel, started working really hard, whether it was in the television industry or with my family, my husband and my kids when I became a wife and mom. I mean, I was always giving myself up. I would suppress my thoughts, my feelings. I would do everything I could to win love. And what I soon realized is that the more that I performed, the more that I tried to win love, the angrier I got. Yes, I was the angry mom and I did not like myself. So finally, I woke up and said, no more. This is driving me nuts. I'm going to love myself unconditionally. I committed to letting go of the beliefs of how I thought I should be and started giving myself permission to just be me, like I was in Miss USA. That's when the seed finally started taking hold, because what I saw is that every time I would love myself, every time I would give myself a voice or give myself permission to just be me, life got easier. My relationships changed. I started finding my gifts. I started finding my passions and really felt so much more connected and loved and fulfilled than I could have ever imagined. What I know for sure now, after 20 years plus of coaching people from all walks of life, is that as long as you're performing, as long as you're disconnecting from who you truly are, you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be fulfilled. You're not going to feel loved and nurtured. But when you commit to loving yourself unconditionally and you say yes to who you are, when you say, who am I? What do I believe? And you give voice to that, you start feeling connected. You start feeling as if you're worthy of being seen, heard, and valued, because that's how you're treating yourself. And you open up to receive so much abundance. I want to invite you to think of this as leading with love. I knew as a mom and a wife that I was setting a horrible example for my family by being an angry mom. When I committed to unconditional love, I made a decision to lead with love. And let me tell you, it was the greatest gift I've ever given my family. My kids are all grown now and I'm a nana. It is so wonderful to see them leading with love and to see them thriving, their businesses thriving and following their hearts. So if I could give you any message right now, it's to stand in your truth. Get to know who you are. Let go of guilt about, oh, I need to be this way or that way. No, honor and love the way you were created. Say yes to you, because I can tell you, you're not a mistake. There's nothing wrong with you. You are enough, and you are so worthy of everything you want. Your greatest decision that you can make in any moment is to stop the performance and to lead with love. So I want to invite you to think of this as the new Benton Way. Think of it as your new way. Lead with love and your world will open up. I wish you all the best and sending you so much love. Bye-bye.
Hello, my name is Lincol OSullivan, former Miss Arkansas and the first African American to place top 5 in the Miss America pageant. Now, before I tell you a little bit about my background, I just want to thank Mr. Bear for inviting me to be a part of this incredible project. It says a lot about who you students are because he cares a lot about you. So I want you all to remember to always strive to be your best. Now, to tell you a little bit about my journey towards the Miss America pageant, it starts actually when I was about 7 years old. I used to sit in front of the television with pencil and paper in my hand, acting as if I was a judge, looking at all of them, these young women compete in swimsuit, evening gown, and talent. And I would judge them. And then I would visualize actually myself being on that very stage. Now, what I didn't know at that time was when the pageant started back in the 1920s, actually, they had many rules. And one of those rules was that the girls had to be healthy, and the other rule was that they had to be of the white race. So it wasn't actually until 1970 when the pageant actually saw the first African American contestant to compete on the stage as Miss Iowa. So things thankfully have changed a lot since then. Now let's go back to when I was say age maybe 11. My mother told me a story that's really stuck with me for the rest of my life. She's the oldest of 11 siblings. And at that time, her parents and all of her siblings, and she as well, had to work in the fields, picking cotton, chopping beans, and working on the farm just to be able to afford to put her through college. When I heard that story, I'm the oldest of 5, and I decided at age 11 that I was going to figure out a way to pay for my own college education. Now, I had no idea how that was going to happen. But at age 17, while I was working at Walmart, someone walked up to me and they asked me to enter the Miss Morrilton pageant. I did so because I thought it was a wonderful compliment. And then I ended up winning and going to Miss Arkansas. Out of 48 contestants, I was able to place in the top 10. Now, even though I didn't win, I actually won scholarship money. I thought, well, this could be a wonderful opportunity to actually pay for my entire college education by just entering pageants. So I made that my goal to do so. The second local pageant I entered, I actually won. And I made top 10 again. But it wasn't until the third time that I entered that I actually won the title of Miss Arkansas, and it took me to Miss America. So the lesson in that is to never, ever, ever give up. Don't ever let anybody steal your dreams. Never give up. So if you don't succeed the first time, try again. Don't give up. Now my journey has actually enabled me to do some incredible things. I had an opportunity to perform at both of President Clinton's inaugurations in Washington, D.C. I was asked to sing background on some album projects for Stevie Wonder. I was able to travel all throughout Europe, in Germany, and in Italy, performing on the Miss America USO tour, which was an honor to be able to serve my country in that way. Currently, I'm living in Europe. I'm working at the headquarters of Shell in The Hague, in the Netherlands. So I want to ask you all to think about, what are some of your dreams? What do you want to accomplish in life? So the first thing you need to do, as I said, was never give up on whatever you want to do. And secondly, what are those dreams? Identify what they are. And then you have to have some goals. You have to have some goals to reach wherever you want to do in life. See, my goal at 11 was to figure out a way to pay for my college education. And actually I did, because by competing in all of those locals and state, and then later on Miss America, I was actually able to pay for my entire college education and graduate debt-free. So have a goal. What is it? Identify it and go for it. And you have to work hard. It's just like with anything. If you're playing sports, you know that you have to exercise. You have to run plays. You have to do that over and over again. You have to exercise. If you play piano, you have to practice. And anything you do, you have to work towards it. It doesn't come to you on a silver platter. You have to work hard to accomplish the dreams and the goals that you have. And last but not least, I believe that if you can conceive it, if you can think about it in your mind, if you can see it in your mind's eye, what you want to do in life, and if you believe it, then I believe that you can actually achieve it. You can achieve anything you want in life. I dreamt and I actually practiced my autograph for when I thought and believed that I would become Miss Arkansas. That's how much I believed it. I want you all to have that same kind of belief in yourself and in whatever your goals and your dreams are.
Good morning, Benton. Hi. I'm Susan Ferris. I know, you don't know who I am. That's okay. I'm a friend of Mr. Bear's, and that's the only thing that matters here. So I understand you guys have a lot going on, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about what I do and who I am. I live in Los Angeles, and I manage actors and writers and directors and work in Hollywood, and that's a lot of fun. I chose the path less traveled. I started my own company and have been doing it now for over 30 years. So, as you can imagine, it's exhausting, but I love what I do and I'm committed. And that's what you need to be, is committed to whatever you do. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of what you do. Don't apologize for anything. Wake up every morning and be grateful that you're doing what you love and be the best at it. That's the most important thing. I wake up every morning and I'm so grateful for the day and that I get to do this amazing stuff that I get to do. Bohemia is making a difference with the actors and what we do and what we create. And it brings such joy. I think that if you can find the thing that brings you joy, it makes all the difference in the world. I know I'm excited to see what you guys are going to do in your life. And I think if you all just commit to whatever it is, life will be grand. Most importantly, enjoy the journey, because that is what it's all about.